everybody. Welcome. This is Alone Together Pittsburgh. I am your host, Patrick Jordan, coming to you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is, we are embarking on our, what week is this 23 or 24? Dave, are we in week 23 or 24? I believe we're either in week 23 or 24, so we've been at this for a while, and the colors are all bleeding into one. Which is it, Dave?
It is the 23rd, 75th episode.
This is the 75th episode. That's like a round number. That's not really round, but it's got a 5.
You got it, man. Fives are fun. Fives are very fun.
All right. Well, this is our 75th episode, going into week 23 right now, coming at you. We have been here nonstop since the shelter-in-place order came down in early March. And we've coming at you. The show, if it's your first time watching, welcome. We kind of have this as a platform to keep a sense of community, to keep people together, even though we are all alone. We know that the shelter-in-place order was lifted, and we are, we're in the green phase, but the green phase doesn't mean go, and then we kind of went back, and so we're in what we call the baby poop green color chart on this thing. So we've there's a little bit of yellow in there, there's a little bit of green, but we're not red. Hopefully we don't go back to red again, but keep things rolling. Things have been going, seems like they're going in the right direction as far as COVID-19 goes in Allegheny County. The numbers have been below 100 for a couple of days, and they're seeming like they're on their way down. I didn't get the numbers today. And you know what? The fact of the matter is, nobody knows poop like I do. I've been handling it, and usually it's diapers, but things happen. That's the story of my life. The guys in the booth like to have fun with me. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Before we get to our guests tonight, we've got some fantastic guests. Petros is here from Bakluva, and Tricia's going to be here from the Handmade Arcade. But before we do that, we have a little bit of housekeeping to clean up for you here. So a couple of things here before we get into the show. You'll notice something tickering across the screen here below us. That is our Venmo. So if you would mind kicking in $1 or $2, that would be great. If you could donate to the show, we would really appreciate it. All the money goes directly to the artists involved in the show on any given night. $1, $2, we know there's donor fatigue setting in, but anything you can give would be greatly appreciated and go to the artists involved in the show. I was going to say to a good cause, but I mean, that's a good cause. So there's that. There's also something that we do on the show. We started in March when March Madness got canceled. We did our own bracket poll. We call it the Jagoff poll. Now, before I tell you about the Jagoff poll results overnight, I want to tell you a couple of things. One of them, it is not derogatory. We're not using this like the Pittsburgh Jagoff, like that guy's a Jagoff and a derogatory name. We're embracing it. We're making it our own. It is a term of endearment, so people should vote for what they enjoy, what's more Pittsburgh. So we've got a large bracket. So what we've done is we've taken our in-show polls, and that have won over the course of the last 20 weeks. And they're doing battle right now to try to get into our big show overnight poll. Now, the big Jagoff and little Jagoff polls are both brought to you by our sponsor, Engine House 25 Wines. Engine House 25 Wines is located in the Strip, right where the Strip District meets Lawrenceville. I don't know which one it falls into. Could be both. It's right there in Doughboy Square. The Doughboy's looking at it. It's an old fire engine house. It also houses the Roberto Clemente Museum. You probably know the big Roberto Clemente mural. If you go to eh25.com, you can see a wide variety of wines that they have for sale. They are doing free delivery in the 412 Pittsburgh area while the pandemic is still with us. They are also offering a little something special. If you say you found out about Engine House 25 Wines on Alone Together Pittsburgh, they will give you $5 off per bottle. That's $5 off per bottle. You can go and look, there's the Roberto Clemente Red Cross label. They've got fantastic artwork. They do everything in-house. The grapes are from everywhere from Napa to Chile and everywhere in between. It is some of the best stuff you're going to have. They've got a lot of reds, but they also have a great Chardonnay and a great Rosé on the menu. Go to eh25.com. Get it rolling. And on the weekends, they have wine slushies to go. They also do curbside. So if you're nervous about, you don't want to wait in line at the liquor store, just go in, you pay for it online. They come out, mask and gloves. It's in your trunk. You're on your way, contactless. EngineHouse25.com.
I'd love a slushie to go. Good wine slushie. I could go for one right now.
Well, you know where to get one. EH25.com. You can figure out how to do it. Pete is a salesman. So the overnight Jagoff poll. Okay. It would also make a great gift, says Donna. You're right, Donna. Hey, you can't go wrong. I am going to take myself out of the conversation of the over the weekend Jagoff poll because I guess there would be partiality. Things happen in the bracket poll. They shake down. We put a lot of polls together early on, and this is what happened. Dave, Governor, take it.
I got nothing but words. I don't know what kind of words, but I got words. Pete's got words. You got words. We're having some words. I'm speechless, and yet I'm filled with words that I need to have today. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, man. But check this out. 5,225 votes in 5 days, Patrick Jordan. We had Patrick Jordan, the man, versus BATPAT. That's right. The Patrick Jordan that showed up as, I think he was Special Agent number 3.
Special Forces number 2.
Special Forces number 2. He said, these men haven't eaten for months. And then Batman was like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, oh, God, he's got to feed these people. They're hungry. And Batman's like, shut up. And then he died. But anyway, let's find out what matters here. Patrick Jordan loses. Patrick Jordan has fallen to Batman Patrick Jordan because nobody wants the real McCoy anymore.
What's the vote count?
5,000 something.
Show the vote count. Show the
God,
vote.
let's get to the vote. I'm
just
frightened.
click on show the count. Click on
I'm
show the count.
pushed
Go
the
back.
wrong button.
Go back.
Where do we get this Bobo voting system?
We got to find a new one. We got to find a new one.
All right, Barrel Chevrolet sponsor. Okay, 4,188 Batman Patricks to 1,000 measly, teeny tiny little votes. Listen, you don't want reality, Pittsburgh is at it. You don't want the real thing. But I'm telling you, there ain't nothing like the real thing. You want new Coke? Get out of my life.
The arpeggio Patrick, only got 1,000 votes, but the chord of Patrick combined got 5,000 votes. That's insane.
You can't see my face, but I'm disgusted. I have a look of disgust on my face right now. If you saw it, you would be disgusted with how disgusted I am right now. Thank you very much.
Clearly, Patrick, you pull a lot of weight in this town.
I pull a lot of weight, but 4,000 plus people would rather vote for a character than the actual me. Oh,
maybe that's just it goes to show you as an actor is just that impressive.
Crying on the inside, kind of, I guess. Well, that's cool.
Maybe it's the mustache. Maybe people didn't like the mustache.
Well, you picked the pictures. I didn't even know any of this was coming.
Oh, don't throw blame on me because you went down.
Hey.
Patrick, you got to own that mustache, man. You grew it. You know what I mean?
I own the mustache. And I'm going to tell you something else about the mustache. I love it. Okay, I love excuses to grow it. I love to have a mustache. I tell you what, I think mustaches are great. But I'm going to tell you something right now.
Well, maybe I'll pull my resurrection card and have you come back.
We're good. I don't want to have you involved in this anymore. I don't want me. This throws off the whole thing. You talk about partiality. There's enough talk about rigging elections. I think that we should let me fade off. So Patrick Jordan, the man, has lost, but over 1,000 votes is not a bad showing. That would have won most contests on the show on its own. So I guess somebody caught a hold of this. I guess the Batman universe, I guess the DC comic lore blog pages or whatever got that rolling. You know what? Thank you, Mrs. Mansueto. She said, me without the mustache seems less me than the character without it. Okay. All right. I'll take that, and I'll feel better about myself moving on. What's that sound, Dave?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your in-show poll?
Wow, you just dropped it right on them.
Ladies and gentlemen, as if you haven't had enough, we bring you more things from Pittsburgh, going head to head. Tonight, it is the world of traffic and driving in Pittsburgh, the Battle of the Bridge traffic patterns. It is the Fort Pitt Bridge versus Fort Duquesne. How do you choose? One hurts, the other stinks. They're both painful. Hellraiser would be proud of this. Where's Doug Bradley? Someone get him on the phone. We need to have Doug Bradley from Hellraiser on our show. He would be like, this is pure pain, and this pain is magnificent. I'm Doug Bradley. Fort Duquesne versus the other bridge. I forgot what it was. Fort Pitt. Good luck. Vote now.
Outbound versus inbound. Those are crazy intersections if you are not from Pittsburgh. I'm going to be real, because you got to get across 4 lanes of traffic. You got like the width of the half the river to get across and get there. So if you're from out of town, you might end up going through the Fort Pitt Tunnel. You're trying to get to the Strip District, coming out of the tubes. If you're not in the right lane, I mean, it's a nightmare. So there it is right there, folks.
You make a wrong turn, Patrick, you end up in Cleveland.
Pete Spinda, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, okay, so get to voting right now. The in-show poll is just for you who are watching the show live. So if you're listening to the show on the podcast, by the way, we have an audio version, all audio version of the podcast. If you want to listen to this at work the next day, if it was so good for you, you can listen to it again. But that said, I think it's time that we should get to our first guest. All right. She's coming from the Handmade Arcade, which celebrates the cutting edge of craft by connecting creators and consumers through making, sharing, and learning. Here she is right now to talk about what's going on with the Handmade Arcade. Tricia Brancolini-Foley.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
You got our mission statement down pretty great there.
Hey, you know what? I thought it before, and it's a concise mission statement.
Took us a while to get it.
I have a mission statement. It is not as concise as yours, and reading your mission statement makes me want to retool my mission statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight. That's good. I get it. So I know things are crazy right now. Okay, so before we get into what's going on now, when did the Handmade Arcade start?
2004. This is our 16th year here in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
That's amazing. That flies, because I remember right around the time that it started. Yeah. And you had kind of humble beginnings, and now it's gotten to the point of, I mean, convention centers and like giant locations, armories, and everything in between.
Yeah. We started at 30 vendors, and now last year we had 250. So we'll see what this year brings.
That's amazing. And I mean, it's such a wide variety of stuff. I mean, it's an institution now. It's become this. So like everybody else is dealing with COVID, that's been, kind of shaking everything up and keeping people together. And the whole point is, tables on top of tables and lots of guests. So you guys have decided you're going to try to make a turn, a little bit of a pivot, and try to keep things rolling and move it to an online platform.
Yeah, so in March, when everything shut down, immediately the Handmade Arcade board of directors and planning committee, myself, and we started thinking like this was going to decimate, a lot of our maker community. Pittsburgh has an amazing creative community, and a lot of it is reliant on in-person events. We actually had a spring show that we ended up canceling that was for new makers only. We tried to reschedule it for June, but then we canceled it ultimately. So we put out a poll to try to figure out best ways to help our vendors, and the answer was, what's the most frightening thing that you're facing right now? And canceled shows, in-person events was like the highest on the list, and not being able, obviously, to make the money. So we quickly realized that, I'm an Italian Catholic Pittsburgh native, so I immediately assumed that we would not be back to business until 2021, because I live with a partial cloud of doom and a partial sunny, optimistic cloud above me. So we started to plan for what would a virtual marketplace look like, and how can we, as supporters of the maker community and real true lovers of Pittsburgh's creative economy, support all of these folks who have these creative businesses, many of whom rely on it as their 9 to 5. Like some have, other jobs, and they do it as a part-time, partial income, or hobbyist. But the city of Pittsburgh has grown significantly over the past 5 or 6 years with a full-time, creative community that's really like making their own stuff. So we decided we went back and forth about doing a virtual and an in-person. We realized that in-person, even if we did it small and socially distanced, wasn't going to help. So we switched from a day and a half in-person that has seen up to 10,000. A couple of years ago, we even had up to 12,000 people come in a day, to a 9-day. We're going to do a 9-day virtual event, which is going to launch on Small Business Saturday, run through Cyber Monday to the following Sunday, December 6th. And we will, we're excited about it because it'll give us the opportunity, because of those, those big shopping days to really promote the event and share it widely. We have a pretty robust plan for our marketing plan behind it to make sure that more people from just the Pittsburgh area who shopped at it in the past can shop, and we hope to help our vendors just recover and make it into 2021.
Yeah. Speaking of your vendors, I mean, a lot of them are from the Pittsburgh area, but I mean, do you have some that are a little further outside of the Pittsburgh area as well?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with this, when it goes to an online virtual platform, I mean, they're going to have, I mean, your local loyal 9,000 to 10,000 people that were usually coming to your events, but you might also have, people from outside of the market. You might actually increase your footprint a lot more.
That's our hope. That's our intention. Our hope is to create, returning and longtime customers for our maker. A lot of our makers we have stories all the time of people who come back every year to shop from them. So our hope is to make sure those in-person shoppers show up for the makers. And our hope is that we will promote this in a wider scope in Ohio, West Virginia, all throughout Pennsylvania, and further to see, right now it's limitless. Right. So like we can, if we play our cards right and everything, who knows what every day is a new challenge, right? Every day.
Right. Oh no, I mean,
so,
like the wheels are going to fall off like 37 times. I mean,
exactly.
what's amazing is through the whole COVID thing, and you see everybody going to an online platform, and when you see like major broadcast networks screwing up on occasion, I'm like, okay, let the wheels fall off from time to time. So go on.
One of the things I really wanted to make sure I brought up was that a lot of our makers don't have an online presence in the way that they think they might have to, right? So so one of the things that we're doing, we're partnering with the Creative Business Accelerator, and we're going to be creating a curriculum for anyone. So it's going to start off, and this is where things are a little hazy because we're still like everyday planning. The first round of these seminars, it's really to help makers pivot to an online platform. It's going to allow them to create a more robust social media presence, help them create creative content, SEO programming, and most importantly, anyone who applies to Handmade Arcade, our applications are open now until the end of 11:59 p.m. on September 7th. Everyone who applies will get a webinar that will teach them about best practices for starting an e-commerce site. So on top of putting together a virtual marketplace, we're putting together a maker curriculum that is going to work with, some of the makers are highly sophisticated and they already have this happening, but many don't. So it will be an opportunity for us to work with those makers and to connect them to the right information and sources to allow them to have the time to set things up and get themselves set up online by the event.
And once they're set up, I mean, they could take this knowledge and roll with it forever. You know what I mean? And that could be a nice nudge. Now, I know you guys have, I mean, everybody is like, all of your makers have serious high quality stuff. I mean, you must have you have people that you've worked with for probably the full 16 years, but I mean, is there like a vetting process?
There's only one vendor who's been there the entire time.
The duration.
The printer behind me, Strawberry Luna.
Very nice. Very nice.
But we have had a lot that have been there almost every event. But only one.
So how does your vetting process go? I mean, would you like let's say you get 1,000 applicants. I mean, are you going to cap it at 250?
We're going to cap it at 150 this
150,
year,
that's right.
because we feel like that's overwhelming for people in a virtual space. We do worry about, being, online and virtual event fatigue. We are going to develop, we're building our own marketplace with a local web development firm. And so it's not going to be just like a bunch of pages and a point and a click. It's going to have an extremely robust search engine, multi-layered. We're going to have virtual events every day. We're going to reimagine our hands-on handmade activity area where we'll have demonstrations. We'll have educational like webinars where you can still learn to make things. So we're still planning on doing all of that extra stuff. And the way we vet our vendors, we have a jury system. We've always had a jury process. So we have 10 folks on the planning committee, and we often invite other people in to jury, and we have we go through them, and we go through them painstakingly. We read what people write. We look at all the images, and we do our best to put together a diverse, high quality, also affordable. That's really important to us, to make sure that you're selling within a price range that is affordable, so that you sell well in it, so that people can buy stuff. And with the holiday, we're hopeful that the virtual marketplace will do well, because we hope to play on that. Help us reboot the creative economy. Don't shop from Amazon. Don't shop from Target. Buy from these people. Your $50 to a local maker goes so much further than you can possibly imagine than it would for a big box store this holiday season.
And that goes back to why you started this in the first place. Why this was started in the first place. So the educational component sounds like you might be ahead of some of the schools in the area with online curriculum.
Maybe. It's a lot easier to put together 10 webinars than it is to manage an entire high school.
You are factually accurate. I was just trying to make light of the situation.
I've
a very serious one.
Heading back in 2 weeks, and I just pretend like it's not happening. I'm just in denial.
Really? They're going back in 2 weeks?
Yeah. So
how many days a week, or is it like a full 5 days?
My older daughter is going back 2 days and a virtual 3 days, and my younger daughter is she's like, I'm not going back until there's a vaccine. So she's virtual all the way. So. But what difference does it make? Her sister's going to be in the schools.
It's a crazy time right now.
It sure is.
But we could go on for hours about this. But back to the Handmade Arcade.
Yeah.
I have a small request. If you're looking for someone to DJ, Pete Spinda in our booth has offered to DJ for all 9 days.
That's fascinating, because Pete has DJ'd the event before, and I had already assumed that he was going to do that. So I'm glad to hear that he volunteered for it. Thanks, Pete.
It is right there.
We couldn't do the event without you.
This is great. So is there anything else you want to add to this? I forgot to tell you the when's the cutoff for people to apply? Yeah.
So I was just going to say the applications are open now.
Yeah.
If you go to handmadearcade.org. You just click on that big banner. It'll take you right to the application. There is a $15 non-refundable fee that helps us just process the applications. And the applications are open until September 7th. So that Labor Day, you have until you 11:59 on Labor Day to apply. And if you don't have a robust online presence, don't let that deter you. We are here to help you. It is our goal to help makers survive, difficult times. If something like this happens again, we can pivot online quickly. And it's going to be really great. And it is going to be a custom build. So there will be a login. Every maker will get their own page to populate. And we're going to be creating videos and how-tos to help everyone get it done,
That is a lot of stuff, and there's going to be a
Nobody needs to sleep from now until Thanksgiving.
No, I mean, but honestly, I hear what you're saying. Like you're saying that you're joking, but honestly, I'm dying to work. You know what I mean? I'm like, just give me an excuse to get back to it.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I really love that you guys are doing this, and it seems obvious right now when you're laying it all out, but I know it was painstaking, and you've been thinking about this and planning this for a long time. So it was definitely
tough to finally put the nail in the coffin of the in-person event. That was a hard day for all of us, but we're moving forward with a smile.
That's so much tied into what you guys are. But I think it's great that you're doing that, and it's keeping it out there, and it's keeping things rolling. Plus, I mean, I go every year, and that's basically where I buy all gifts for everybody, and I end up buying more stuff for myself than I do for other people. But that's but I will scroll through. Well, thank you so much, and maybe if we're still doing the show, unless there's a magical cure, we might be. But come back right before you guys right before the actual event, and let us know any of the changes.
Sure, that sounds great. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Tricia from Handmade Arcade. Everybody, check out the website and apply right there if you want to get in there. Sell your wares. That would be the place to do it. Awesome. I mean, I love hearing. I love people coming on that are going for it, figuring out a way to move things forward on this in this crazy time right now. So before we bring out our next guest, which I'm extra excited about. I want to talk to you a little bit about another sponsor that we have. and that is Red Start Roasters. Red Start Roasters is a local coffee roaster. If you go to redstartroasters.com and use the coupon code TOGETHERPGH, you'll receive 10% off your order. And much like Engine House 25 Wines, they are delivering free in the 412 area code in the Pittsburgh area until the pandemic is pretty much completed. So that is a gift that they're giving to you. They've got a great variety of beans, and they are the only bird-friendly roaster in the Pittsburgh area. Go to redstartroasters.com. One more thing before we bring out our next guest. Let's check in on the in-show poll. Dave, are people voting?
Oh, baby, are they vote? Batrick Jordan, are you so sorry that you have lost to your shadow that you danced in the streets with the rain and the pitter-patter on the shadow, and then the shadow took over while you were sleeping, put a knife in your back?
It's a hell of a plot line on the Twilight Zone, buddy. That's good. That's good. What's going on with this poll?
Boom! How about that? Fort Pitt Bridge, 80% to Fort Duquesne Bridge, 20%. Inbound on Fort Pitt Bridge, dominating Fort Duquesne Bridge. You got plenty of time to vote. Get voting, people. This is for you, man. Make this happen.
Wow. Get to voting. These are some crazy polls. The roadways in Pittsburgh are pretty crazy. We got a lot of bridges. We actually have more bridges than Venice. Did you know that? Did you know that, Dave?
But our water smells just as poopy.
Actually, during the lockdown, you could actually see the bottom and see fish swimming in the canals there in Venice. It was like this amazing thing happened because of there was the lack of pollution and whatnot.
That's beautiful.
That didn't quite happen in the Monongahela, the Allegheny, or the Ohio River. But Dave, where would you fall in this vote?
I'd flip a coin, man. I'm not from here. When I was driving around, I was like, what the heck? This doesn't make any sense. Pittsburgh, what's going on? Everybody's talking about places that are shut down, don't exist anymore. I don't know, man. I'm a transplant. You know what I mean? Take your pick. Damned if you do, damned if you
don't. I hear you. All right, folks, we'll get to...
Why am I in here? I
don't know. All right, Pete, before we bring out Petros, tell me which on the roadways, where do you fall? Where would you vote on this one?
You know, they're both kind of will lead you to Cleveland.
Wow, you used your one-liner, man. That's what you had that thing canned. You were ready to go, and you brought it out a little early, and that's Pete Spinda, folks. Hopefully you can catch him DJing at the Handmade Arcade come around the holidays time. But anyway, our next guest is making some killer baklava. I want to talk to him about a lot of things. They also have a nice collaboration with Hello Neighbor. I want to bring him out right now. Petros Neofotistos.
Hi, Patrick.
How are you, buddy? Petros, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. I got to tell you, I'm very excited about the baklava.
I'm excited as well.
Okay. All right. So I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but we're going to try to do a little taste test at the end of the interview here. But we just want to keep everybody watching. So before we jump into this, okay, let's go with the backstory here. Sure. How did you come about to want to make this baklava?
I can give you the oversimplification for sure.
Okay, go for it.
Here for hours.
Go for it.
So my family, my parents moved here in their early 20s, moved to the U.S., didn't know English. My mother was pregnant, did their best to make it. A lot of the success that they had was thanks to having support here, having other Greek immigrants, other people that had come before them, and, other people in their community that helped them, find jobs, find a place to live. It's very difficult to come to the U.S. as an immigrant and, without any help, find success. So, this is there's two things going on here. One is like the Hello Neighbor partnership is like really perfect fit for us because what they do is they help immigrant families,
absolutely,
start their life here. And then, they have found success in the US. And what they want to do is at this point, help other people find success as well.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So let's talk about this recipe. And
Sure.
we'll talk more about the Hello Neighbor connection. Okay.
Absolutely.
I want to know. Okay. So there's the story coming over here into the United States.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful immigrant story. This recipe.
Sure.
Where's this recipe coming from? I've been hearing great things about this baklava. I cannot wait to try it. So let's talk. Let's talk.
Is honestly, even to me, a mystery. Even though I was shown exactly how to make it, it's my mother's recipe. She does not have it written down anywhere. She has a recipe that she gave me, which is not what she uses.
That's awesome.
So it's definitely a secret.
No, that's fantastic. All right, so this is your mom's recipe. So
Right.
so what made you think to start making this, selling this, shipping this?
So this, they had started selling this at the restaurant. It was very popular. My mother started making it for my friends, and my friends were, losing their minds over how good it was. And that's probably where it originated at first.
And what was the restaurant?
It's called Main Street Diner in Grove City, Pennsylvania.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of close to Grove City College.
Gotcha.
And then I have a business, and I started sending baklava to my clients, as Christmas gifts, and they, were amazed by it. And they were asking me, like, where can I buy more of this? So, I got, when the lockdown started, I had a lot of free time. So my fiance Bethany and I decided to come up with a brand. We pitched it to my parents and my brother and sister, and sort of started it from there.
That's amazing. So all right, so you've got the brand. Now you can see it there. I was going to hold up because I'm excited to crack this open. I love your branding. Okay,
Awesome.
We've got the heart with the lava, and we've got the U. Okay, so was that your idea?
Honestly, I don't remember. I know I was a long road trip with my fiance, and one of us came up with it, and I honestly don't remember his, so I'll just give her credit.
All right, that sounds good. Okay, so Hello Neighbor. All right, so how does this work with Hello Neighbor? With you guys?
We definitely wanted to partner with a nonprofit that matched our story and our vision for the company. And the way that we figured a way that we could, donate some money was we wanted to what we call spread the love campaign. So, this is a tough time. It's also a very good time to connect with people maybe you haven't spoken in a while, friends and family that you can't see because of COVID. And we thought this might be a way to, spread joy to your friends, send them a box of baklava. And then also, so the way the promotion works, if you buy 2 boxes, the proceeds of one of the 2 boxes goes to Hello Neighbor. Awesome. So, the idea is you're spreading love to your family or your friend, and also, spreading the love to your community. All
right. Now, if you, how does this thing, how are you shipping this thing out? Is this, are you doing this yourself? How much is it for 1 box?
Sure. Yeah, we are shipping nationwide. So I run a company called Granitsa, which is actually named after my mother's hometown in Greece. We actually have a fulfillment center for e-commerce in Sharpsburg. So this is, we had the infrastructure already set up.
Beautiful.
So currently we're shipping to all 50 states in the US. The 8-piece box is priced at $22.99. That seems to be our most popular. And it's available on our website and on Amazon.com.
Beautiful. I love it. All right, so I think it might be time. We can keep talking, but I think Dave, Pete, and I need to try this.
Absolutely.
So the blind taste test might only be blind.
Oh, we're supposed to try it now?
For Dave and I. Yeah, I think Pete may have already jumped in, but
I wanted to test it to make sure it was good enough for the show.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. So, Dave, are you ready? I'm very excited here.
I worked at a place for at least six months, but it seemed like 5 years, and I had baklava every day, so I consider myself to be an expert.
All right, here we go.
I'm pretty damn good.
Oh, okay. This is really good.
I'm glad you got the crunch sound in there too.
Oh yeah, I got the microphone right by. That might not be appealing for everybody. Dave likes it so much he froze twice. Oh, this is amazing. This might be the best baklava I've had.
Yeah, I mean there's no machines involved making this. This is all by hand. One layer at a time.
I hate to talk with my mouth full, but sorry, I looked at the ingredients. I mean, this is all natural ingredients.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
Here's the thing. I think sometimes people think of baklava as sweet. This is like, it's fragrant. And it finishes with a cinnamon spice punch. So it is like, it has a refreshing sweetness that seems like natural honey. There's none of that like rip your ears off sweetness. It's all like smooth. And then it just punches you with this amazing spice thing, the savory thing that happens at the end.
We are not BSing. We were kind of hoping somebody would have something wrong with it and we could have like a debate, but this is really good. Yeah. Petros.
It's amazing.
We always welcome feedback, but
I mean, can you imagine?
Can I be a baklava? Does it make me a baklava? I'm one in the club.
You get like stamped.
Can it? Okay, so can you guys, Dave and Pete, can you imagine like people are sending boxes of chocolates at Christmas time, maybe like a knickknack, an ornament for a Christmas tree, and you get this
so
instead.
Much better.
Man, I would remember you. You're a born salesman, Petros, I'm telling you.
So we're definitely going to be targeting the corporate gift market come, Christmas time for sure. It's in the works.
Well, I mean, the packaging itself is beautiful. Like, it's just like slick and clean, and you open it up, and then there's the card inside.
It's so cute. Here's the pic. Look at that.
Yeah, that there's a story behind the packaging too. We sent out samples in a test packaging, and everybody that got it, it was just drenched in honey on the outside as well.
Oh, wow.
So, this is version 2 of the packaging.
I also like that the baklava was sealed under what I think was maybe 150 sheets of wrapping plastic wrap. That it took us with 2 hands and a knife to rip that sucker open. So the freshness is sealed in. Don't you worry about it. I can say that.
That's why I'm glad we took pictures beforehand, because I had to. I pre-opened it. I didn't eat it, but I pre-opened it because I had a feeling it was going to take some time live on the air.
Yeah,
right.
we had to like industrially seal it so that when it went through the post office, it didn't leak all over the place.
These are things that you don't think of when you think, hey, I should start shipping baklava across the country.
Yeah, it's and we've been shipping out of our warehouse for years now, and this was definitely the biggest challenge.
So is it all? It's all locally made.
Yeah, it's made in Grove City, and we're building a facility in New Wilmington, PA.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's all Western Pennsylvania. All made and shipped from Western Pennsylvania. So literally,
you can find that all in the package.
My mother still makes all of it. Which
wait a minute. Your mom's still making this?
She's teaching, hopefully some other people how to do it, because we're
a blood oath. Like, she can't give out the rest. Like, they have.
No. But how's your mom? Maybe she just feels it. I think, Pete. But wait a second. So wait. So okay, I'm going to tell you something right now, Petros. Okay, you might want to lead with the fact that your mom is still making the Petros. When you do, I know you're going to be doing other interviews. This thing's going to be going on for a while here, but I think you might want to start out with like
the reason I don't want to start with it because we're trying to convince her to not make it all herself. So.
But that'll push people to try it now.
Sure.
Get it now before she stops. It might change. But I mean, are you just like setting up GoPro cameras around just to watch and see if she's adding a little splash of something?
She's got like ingredients. She's just like.
We tried to do like a class where she tried to teach me and Bethany, my fiance, how to make it. And she was working so fast that I had a video camera and I still, after watching the video, couldn't keep up.
That's amazing. I love this story because like my mother's trying to put together a cookbook right now with all the recipes and everything passed down from everything. And I have a feeling she's holding back. I have a feeling she's holding back on a couple of the things. Like it's just going to like a little shake different. But I can feel what you're going through right now, man.
This is health food. This is health food, right? This is what you need to know also. You also need to know it's good for you, good for your soul. You got the good honey. My mom said, where's the honey source? The good honey.
Yeah, As long as you're not diabetic, it's healthy.
But
We'll get that under control. But if you're cool with the honey,
so what's the source of the honey?
That's a good question that I don't know the answer to. I have to ask my mom and my brother. But I actually know.
mom's secret.
Fantastic. That's good. We can chalk that up into mom's secrets.
Marketing, and I kind of stick to my lane.
Question: do you have a storefront in New Wilmington or Grove City, or is it just mail order?
So in Grove City, you can go in the restaurant and order it. We're in Pittsburgh, within 5 miles of downtown. We're doing free local delivery. We're actually doing free shipping as well in honor of all our Hello Neighbor. So no matter where you live, you'll get it for free.
That's amazing.
So what's the storefront in Grove City again?
It's called Main Street Diner. It's a restaurant, actually. So that's where it's been sold for many years there. And
man, this is crazy, man. I just keep thinking about this because that's all right.
Got a ghost back there.
That's all right. It's all that brick. It's tough to hang pictures on brick. I feel it, but no. But like my whole life, like my grandfather was trying to say, like my grandmother, we should sell this and you could do this kind of thing, and we never did it. You know what I mean? We never came around to it. So, and I wish we had. But I love the fact that you're doing this even more. I'm really excited. This is great, man.
Yeah, I mean it worked out because the restaurant, they had to close it down for COVID, so it's like we had the kitchen space. I sell products online for a living. So it just kind of worked out that we had the skills and the capacity to start it.
Well, this is straight up lemonade right here. So that's amazing, man. Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna be ordering some soon. Like right now, I'll be doubling up. We're gonna do the Hello Neighbor, but I've got to get this to my mother. I've got to get this to my father. I've got to get this to. I gotta send this thing out. I got my sister that she's got 3 kids, so then we got her 2 boxes. So just coming on this show, you got at least 5 or 6 sales right here.
You made our lives easier.
You made our lives easier. It's one-stop shopping. All right, so who knew that this was going to turn into the how to get your holiday gifts episode? But that's great. So this is live right now. You can go, you can move, you can order this tonight. Okay, great. Well, Petros, thank you so much, and maybe if anything comes up, any of the future, anything changes, you want to come back on, we'd love to have you on and talk about it.
Absolutely, I'd love that.
Petros, before I let you go, in our in-show poll, where do you fall, Fort Duquesne or Fort Pitt?
Yeah,
which one's a little crazier?
I was thinking about this for like 20 minutes, and trying to merge across 4 lanes on Fort Pitt is rough. So I have to go Fort Pitt Bridge.
I'm leaning that way too, because that actually is what made me think of this for the thing, and then Pete and Dave came in for the Fort Duquesne. But yeah, so I'm with you. That's insane. If you're not from here and it's your first time and you've driven in a normal city,
you're screwed.
Totally screwed.
No way you're making it over if you've never been on that bridge before.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you so much. Everybody at home, go to baklava with the UVA.com. Get some of this baklava, and don't forget to hook it up with Hello Neighbor. Thanks so much for everything you're doing, Petros.
Thanks, Patrick.
Great, and fix that picture on the wall. All right, hang that back up. All right, that's awesome. I am having a hard time not trying to eat more of this baklava sitting here right now. I know my wife's going to want some, and my daughter will too, but she's probably getting ready for bed right now. So, but that is good. Having some sugar at night. That's awesome. Dave, Pete, are you guys in baklava shock right now?
You know what the thing about baklava is?
Tell me, Dave.
When you're serving it, right, you'll pick it up and you'll leave a layer of, like 3 layers of phyllo dough. And then what you do is you put it on the plate, and then you get to eat. The most delicious part is that honey-soaked 3 layers from the bottom of the baklava, and you get to have it. You don't have to share it with anybody because nobody knows about it.
Wait. Are you talking about like you get it out of the pan and put it on the plate? Or are you
Exactly.
talking about like after the guests have eaten, you're eating the bottom
You're
layer
in the
off
kitchen. You got you're doing your, you're prepping the hors d'oeuvres, and you've got to set it on the. You want to make it pretty. The box is beautiful, so first you present the box so everybody knows that like you're hip, that you're a baklava. But then you bring it in the kitchen so they don't see what you're doing. That's when you take out the baklava, put it on the serving plate, something with a doily, right? But you leave those 3 layers there soaked. Maybe you get like 6 of them, and you get to eat them by yourself because you deserve it. And everybody else thinks they're getting treated, but you're living the high life with the straight dough, the bottom of the baklava, baby.
You are a horrible person, and I thought you were this good, honest man. I can't believe your mom raised you to steal. What if somebody was reviewing the restaurant that you were working for, and those bottom three layers would have been the difference between a 3 and a 4-star review, and you scooped it? You intentionally scooped it, or just accidentally couldn't get it off?
You could have put them back, but you know what? That'd have been extra work. They need to get the baklava. I'm just saying, it's more like turning a cheek for yourself to eat the bottom of the baklava. Nobody else knows. It's 3 layers of phyllo. But it's rich, and it's crackly, and it's yours. And nobody else knows. What they don't know, don't hurt them. That's the way that it works in the world of COVID-19. Boom. It's a new world. Upside down. Different rules apply, Patrick. And sometimes you got to treat yourself in order to treat other people. So the 3 layers on the bottom of that baklava, those are yours. I'm just telling you for your own.
I am surprised.
Just
I'm
make
shocked
sure
at
you don't tell anyone else about this. That's the thing. It's between you and me.
There's people watching. I mean, this is a public show. I mean, like I'm not even going to ask the name of the restaurant that you used to work at before you were stealing the profits. Look, your mother is so disappointed in you. Look at that, Alan. I am disappointed in him too. I'll tell you what. I thought he was a Boy Scout. He's the guy that I could always count on. But now I'm gonna be looking at you kind of. I'm watching you, Mansueto. I'm watching you. Damn, that baklava was good. I'm still tasting it. So,
Oh, Patrick. I just wanted to call and congratulate you on your victory.
well, Bane. I think you had a hand in it, sir.
Well, I am glad to see the cause has prevailed. I also wanted to thank you for the baklava.
You got baklava too?
Oh, yes, Patrick. You cannot hide anything from me.
Well. Speaking of that, I know one thing. That I'm proud of you for wearing a mask. You were very much ahead of your time.
Well, Patrick, I am always prepared for any type of emergency.
So I have a question for you, Dave. Maybe you could help with this. Wearing a mask kind of gave you a personality. It kind of made you seem cool. Am I right? Did anyone know who you were before the mask, or Dave?
Wear a mask. Not a
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Right, we heard that about you, Ben. Well, thank you so much. And it must have been really hard
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
to get that baklava through the mask. Must have been painful for you. So I'm glad you did it. Well,
Oh, it was quite difficult.
all right. Well. I want to thank you for stopping by to congratulate me on the victory. I'm sure you had a hand in it too, and letting people know that that's the deal. Since you killed me, after all, in that movie. So
Well, I pulled the resurrection card.
yes, apparently you did, and that's why I'm here talking to you tonight. So thanks for that. And for you guys that don't know, we have a thing called a resurrection card that each one of the 3 producers on the show get a shot at making this poll.
The producers aren't the only one that have resurrection cards, Patrick.
Wait a second. Wait, the resurrection card's been pulled. I think that just happened. So speaking of which, I'd like to talk about a couple of things here. The in-show poll for tonight, I think, is a good one. Bane, what do you think? I think the in-show poll is good. I mean, you've driven those roads.
Oh, I have navigated many roads, Patrick.
I got to tell you, I think that you should talk to our friend, producer Pete Spinda, because you are much better on the mic than he ever has been in
Bane's
23
timing is impeccable.
in 23 weeks. I don't know what's happening here but I mean, Bane is on point. So here's what I'm thinking, Baklava Bane and Dave. I'm thinking the in-show poll is so good to think about and talk about, right? I think we should carry it on into the overnight poll. I think we should carry it on. The roadways, I think it's a good thing.
Don't you dare touch my baklava! Don't you dare try to touch my baklava!
All right. Well, Bane's
Wait
out
a
of here.
minute,
I
wait
think
a
I'm gonna-
minute,
I'm gonna-
Patrick Jordan. You can't go changing the rules on us, right? You got to get the commandant's blessing. I am
The commandant-
Commandant Jag off, and I make the rules around here. Pete
Okay,
Jordan,
look,
I got my hat on.
I think the polls were close. I think the roadways are close. I think this is a thing to get us over. I think this should carry on to tomorrow.
You're
I could
saying
be
that
wrong.
this one it's so big that this one should carry on over the weekend, just drag on?
Not the weekend. Just till tomorrow morning. It's Wednesday. I think we should just carry this particular poll into the overnight poll just for one time. Just let's cut out the middleman. Let's do that. We're gonna have the in-show battle tomorrow.
Wait a
We're gonna
minute.
have
Wait
the
a
overnight-
minute.
Noon
Wait one ding dong second here. Wait. Let me.
Okay, I think that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Go with that, man.
All right, cool. All right, so the overnight poll is going to move to that. All right, so keep it rolling right now. This is a one-time thing. Thank you for voting in the in-show poll. We're going to move this to the overnight poll. You can go to togetherpgh.com/vote, and you are going to get to vote between these two crazy-ass traffic patterns that I don't know how on a daily basis there aren't massive car pileups and cars in the river, but I'm just saying it is an insane thing, and I think this needs to carry over. We were not going to do this again. We have never done this before, and this is a one-shot deal, but I think this one should carry on into the overnight poll. All right, so that said,
All roads lead to Cleveland.
God damn, I wish Bane was still here. But I want to thank our guests for coming on here. Tricia from the Handmade Arcade and Petra from Bakluva. Check that out there. Both of those things are a great story, and you can help out by getting involved. If you want to sign up, if you want to apply to get into the Handmade Arcade, you can do that now. You've got a couple of weeks, give or take. And Bakluva is live right now. You can get this Bakluva shipped to your door. Anything else? I just want to remind people of a couple of things. One, as every week goes by, I want to remind people to keep on wearing your masks in public spaces. Outside of your house, wear the mask. I drove to the South Shore Riverfront Park for a quick little thing, and driving on the south side proper for the first time in a while broke my heart. Okay, I drove through the south side, and there were hordes of kids, mostly like nobody was wearing a mask, but we're talking about groups of like college age girls and guys on top of each other, no masks at all. Some of them going to the gym, some of them going to bars on top of each other. It freaked me out. I know college is back, and I know most of it's online classes, but everybody's still in dorms. There was not the vibe of it. Now, I drove through Oakland. Everybody had a mask on. This was during the day. This wasn't at night, but literally students, parents were walking with their kids that were dropping them off. It was like sign, whatever. When the dorms were getting full, everybody had a mask on. I think out of hundreds of people that I saw, I think 3 people did not have masks on. So there's positive and a negative right on the other side of the river. I just want to remind everybody to wear a mask, wash your hands, and it is not political. I know everything is going to get even more hyper-political in the world right now, but we are the only ones that can squash this thing. Wear the mask, just listen to science, and remember what Batman would say.
Wear a mask.
I'm not afraid to be seen standing up to these guys.
The mask's not for you. It's to protect the people you care about.
And it could also be fashionable. Think about what Wesley would say in The Princess Bride.
Why you wearing a mask? Were you going to acid or something like that?
Oh no, it's just they're terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
See what I'm saying? And don't forget Liam Neeson, the Irish.
Wear a mask.
Cuts the visibility.
I already know what you look like.
Common sense. Common sense. And if you're out there in the world, in the business world, don't forget what old Doc Holliday said when somebody came up to greet him.
Forgive me if I don't shake hands.
Some of the coolest people in the world. And before we send off tonight, you got anything else to say before I send us off, Pete?
Black Lives Matter.
Very good. Sally Wiggins going to send us home.
When I walk out and there's someone without a mask and they come too close to me, I'm just racked with fear, and then I want to punch them in the face.
Listen to Sally and listen to Pete. So thank you all for watching. We are going to be back tomorrow. We've got a great cachet of guests for tomorrow. You will not want to miss it. And overnight, if you feel the need, you can hit this Venmo here at TogetherPGH and kick in a couple of bucks for the guests on the show tonight. Thank you very much. We are going to be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock sharp-ish. And yeah, we can't wait to see you then. Thanks, everybody. Dave?